everybody, Scott Burnett here. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the office. Rainy Friday means computer work. Today we're going to be rebuilding my Hackintosh, and for anybody that doesn't know what a Hackintosh is, I'm going to have links in the description, and we'll talk about it a little bit, but it's going to be a quick nerd video of how to get this thing going, making some changes to it for the office here, and just some crazy stuff I like doing. So y'all stay with us. So today we're talking Hackintosh. A Hackintosh, pure and simple, is a Windows PC that's running the Mac operating system. And I like running the Mac operating system. It just works for me and everything just flows good. I write Windows software for a living, and it just irritates me to no end how it works. But anyway, I'm gonna bring up a picture of what my computer case looked like before. And me and my wife have painted this thing a silver metallic with the black accents. It used to be blue. Blue doesn't go with Office. And if you look on the Apple website, you can look at the new Mac Pro. The new Mac Pro is solid aluminum with black and a kind of a stainless handle and stainless feet. So I'm gonna put feet on this case. Now, if you look at the new Mac Pro, it's a computer tower with a lot of expensive and well-engineered components in it, but it starts off at $6,000. I didn't stutter. You can spec that silly thing out to $53,000 for a tower. One of these. Now, it's heavy and it's got a lot of well-engineered components in it and everything, but that's more than my first house was. So anyway, we're going to go ahead and do some work on the case today. And then I've got the motherboard and processor, the power supply, the graphics card, and all that laid out here. And we'll go ahead and add that, and step by step, and we'll talk about it along the way. Okay, so I got the feet that I'm going to put on the case right here with the nuts and washers. So we'll bring you in right here. And let me see if I can show you what I got here. I've got a leveling foot, stainless steel with a little Teflon bottom on it, pad, and it's got threads on it, 3/8 threads, and I've made a sleeve out of 1/4 inch PVC pipe. Fits right on it. Now, if you'll refer back to the picture that I put on the Mac Pro, there's not a heck of a lot of difference in that. So I've got some stainless nuts and washers, and I'm just going to go ahead and put these on the bottom. And I'll probably speed the footage up. Have a little music playing. just a few dollars. I have feet on my case. And one thing I didn't show on camera is putting these handles on. These handles are very functional, and all they are is bathroom door slides. They're a stainless steel. Measured it off, popped a couple of holes, put the screws in, done. All right. Straighten that up. Let me bring the camera back out now. Let me move over this way a little bit. All right, one thing we got to add now is the switch assembly. All right, we've got a switch assembly that goes on the front. It was blue as well. And it's got the power and reset button, headphone jack, microphone, and USB 2 and 3. And there's just a couple of screws that go on the front. So we'll go ahead and put this in here. And I did the same thing. Now, when we painted this, all we did was degreaser, take any stickers off, get any dust off of it, degrease, and then just primer and paint. That's all we did. And I'll show you the paint that we used, and there'll be a link to it in the bottom if anybody ever wants to do this. But it's this Rust-Oleum metallic. It lays on really good. All right, front panel is mounted. Let me see if I can show you what it looks like now. Front panel is mounted. Okay, I'm going to step back and see how this looks, and then the next step will be putting the power supply in. Okay, I'm going to make a correction on what I said about the feet. That's not 1/4 inch PVC. I don't know what I was thinking. That's 1/2 inch PVC. So, I don't know where I was going with that. Anyway, so our next step is going to be putting fans in the case. And I failed to mention that this is a Fractal Design Focus G. And I'll have a link to it in there. I've had it a couple of years now. It's super case to build in. Does a great job. But anyway, we're going to put the fans in. These are 120 millimeter fans, and they're controlled off the motherboard. It has a PWM controller on it, and they turn really slow, but they move a lot of air. Let me go ahead and get the screws in that. There are going to be 2 fans in the front, 1 fan in the rear. We'll get those slapped in here, and then we'll put the power supply. Okay, when putting a computer like this together, make sure you use the correct screws. Make sure that you get everything good and tight so you don't have any rattles or any vibration or anything, because there's nothing worse than sitting next to a computer and it's sitting there vibrating. It will drive you nuts. And I'll go ahead and get these fans mounted. We'll speed up the footage so you don't have to watch me doing this for 3 minutes. Okay, fans are mounted, wires are routed. So the next thing we got, this is an EVGA 550 watt supply. It's not modular, but it does have the black braided cables. It's got every bit of the power that this computer needs. And we'll go ahead and get it mounted. Go ahead and get it mounted. Can't talk today. Okay, from here on out, we'll just go ahead and do it at computer level. So what I want to do now is put the power supply in. We're going to route the wires out through the back, and then we will cable manage everything really neatly, as neat as possible. Let's say it that way. So, fan goes on the bottom. We'll suck cool air in. We'll go ahead and route all the cabling out this hole first. So I would. I know it's making a tremendous amount of noise, and I apologize for that right off the bat. There we go. So what you try to do is hide the majority of the cables on the back side so they're not seen. It just makes everything look a lot neater. Okay, we got 4 little screws. You always drop one of them. Mounted. Let me see if I'm, yep, power supply mounted. All right, next thing, motherboard. Okay, motherboard is your main system board. See if y'all can see that. This is an MSI board, Bazooka H370M, and I'll put a link on the bottom of the guide that I followed using this motherboard. I did have an i5 8400 processor in this, but it died on me, so I'm now running an i3 8100. It's a 4-core processor underneath this big fan, heatsink combination. Works very well. I've got 16 gigs of DDR4 memory running at 2400 megahertz. I have an NVMe drive here where my finger's at. It's an M.2 NVMe drive, 256 gigs, very fast storage. And we will go ahead and get this put in the case. And one thing I like about this case, it's got a little nubbin in here. Well, I got to put the IO shield in first. Let me back up. I don't know what I'm doing today. This is called an IO shield. Let's see if we've got it on camera. And this goes in the back to keep all your ports separated and to actually label what all your ports are. So let me turn this around. Let me see if I've got a good view of this. So what it does, it goes in just like I've got it here. It just snaps in. As long as you don't have a wire in the way. Now let's try it. There we go. Now you can see that. I've got the I/O shield in. Now we'll put the motherboard in. I'll go ahead and get 2 or 3 screws here. And just like with putting the fans and everything, you want to get the screws for the motherboard in correctly and get them tight. Not overly tight, but we would put that in, and there's a little nubbin down here. I've generally got this laid in so it's alright. I'll use my little electronic screwdriver, it's longer. Get a couple of these screws in. So it doesn't fall out. It's a very minimalistic build. Not going to have another hard drive in it. All I'm using is the little NVMe drive. Since I've got a Synology NAS here, I store everything on it. It makes it a whole lot easier. Alright, so I got 1, 2, 3, I got 2 more. Motherboard, processor, hard drive in. Now I need to do some cable management, wire up the fans. And then we'll put the graphics card in. Let's look and see what we got. the graphics card in first. What I was thinking. There I went not thinking again. A couple screws. No, those are not the right screws. These screws right here. This is a Radeon. It's a BioStar brand. Radeon RX 560 Pro. Native drivers are supported in Mac OS. Has DisplayPort, HDMI, and DVI. 4 gigabytes. Good card. I mean, I have yet to have a problem with it. And it goes in the first slot, and it's a blower style fan, so it takes up two slots in the case. Put 2 of these thumb screws in there. Me being left-handed, I am in the wrong orientation here. That was the wrong screw. Put the correct screw in there. Those are the side panel screws. Alright, graphics card in. And one thing I like about this graphics card, most of the high-end cards, you have to have another power adapter for it. You know, a 6-pin or 8-pin or 2 8-pins. This one does not use any external power. So it works really well. Turn around there, so see all the connectors there, and then the blower, and we got filler plates to put in right here. So let's go ahead and put a side panel on. All right, here I am at the main desk. I'm just going to, let me look through the camera on that. Oh, that really looks good. Against that black wall, and when we get the window put on, or the door rather, with the window in it, let me go ahead and hook up all the connections to it. We have an Apple logo. I don't know why the BIOS screen came up. That don't make any sense. But the little purple lines have always come up. That's just something to do with being a Hackintosh. And there is the Mac OS X Mojave login screen. See if my keyboard's working. My fans have quieted down. My Ethernet's working. The orientation on my screens are not correct, but I can fix that. All right, thank you. If I go to About This Mac, hey, if you like this kind of video, give me a thumbs up. The other button works too, but let's don't do that. Share it on your social media. Let's get my numbers for the subscribers up and my watch time up. I'd love to be able to do this a lot more. Links for everything will be in the description. Anyway, I appreciate you guys watching. Y'all have a blessed day. Have a blessed weekend. And y'all come see me. Hit the little bell on when you subscribe so you know when I put a video out. And we'll do this again. Anyway, thanks for watching.